Hey everyone, this is Shri. Welcome back to Shri's Smart Squad. Are you ready to level up your fraction game? Today, we're tackling the big leagues, mixed fraction addition and subtraction. In our previous two videos, we have learned how we can solve mixed fractions addition and subtraction by using two methods. I will give you the link in the description below. Go and check it out. Here, in this video, I will show you those two methods side by side to solve the same problem. Are you ready to think sharp and learn smart? Let's go. First, let's see for addition. Here, we have one problem, 1 2/3 plus 2 2/3. But we have two different ways to solve it. Let's see which one you like better. Method 1. Step 1. Convert mixed fractions to improper fractions. Step 2. Find the common denominator and convert the fraction. Step 3. Add the numerators, simplify the fraction if needed. So here, let's solve this example using method 1. So let's do step 1 first. We need to convert the mixed fractions to improper fractions. 3 times 1 is 3, and 3 plus 2 is 5, and the denominator stays the same, so we'll get 5/3 for the first fraction. And for the second fraction, 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 plus 2 is 8, so we'll get 8/3 for the second fraction. So we're left with 5/3 plus 8/3. Now let's move on to step 2. We need to find the common denominator and convert the fraction. Since 3 is both of the denominators for the fraction, we do not need to find the common denominator as it is already 3. So then we get 5 plus 8 divided by 3. And then let's move on to step 3. Add the numerators. Simplify the fraction if needed. So 5 plus 8 equals 13, and the denominator 3 stays the same. Here, the numerator is larger than the denominator, so we can simplify this to a mixed number fraction. So we'll get 4 1/3. Now, let's see method 2. Step 1. Separate the whole numbers and add them. Step 2. Separate the fractions and add them. Step 3. Join the whole numbers and fractions back together. Now, let's solve the problem using method 2. First, we need to separate the whole numbers and add them. 1 plus 2 equals 3. And then let's move on to step 2. Separate the fractions and add them. So 2/3 plus 2/3 equals 4/3. However, we can simplify this to 1 1/3. Now, let's move on to step 3. Join the whole numbers and add the fractions back together. 3 plus 1 1/3 equals 4 1/3. Both methods gave us 4 1/3 for our answer. You can use any one of these methods to solve mixed fractions addition. Now, let's see subtraction. Here we have one problem, 2 2/3 minus 1 2/3, but we have two different ways to solve it. Method 1. Step 1. Convert the mixed fractions to improper fractions. Step 2. Find the common denominator and convert the fraction. Step 3. Subtract the numerators, simplify the fraction if needed. Let's solve this problem using method 1. So, step 1 is to convert the mixed fractions to improper fractions. So if we do 3 times 2 plus 2, we will get 8, and the denominator 3 stays the same. So we will get 8/3. And for the second fraction, 3 times 1 plus 2 equals 5, so we'll get 5/3. So our equation is 8/3 minus 5/3. Let's move on to step 2. Find the common denominator and convert the fraction. Here, 3 is the denominator for both of the fractions, meaning the common denominator is already 3. So we have 8 minus 5 divided by 3. Let's move on to step 3. Subtract the numerators, simplify the fraction if needed. So 8 minus 5 equals 3, and the denominator 3 stays the same. And since the numerator is equal to the denominator 3, then we can simplify this fraction to 1. Now, let's see method 2. Step 1. Separate the whole numbers and subtract them. Step 2. Separate the fractions and subtract them. Step 3. Join the whole numbers and fractions back together. So let's solve this problem by using method 2. First, we need to separate the whole numbers and subtract them. And 2 minus 1 equals 1. And then let's do step 2. Separate the fractions and subtract them. 2/3 minus 2/3 equals 0, as 2 minus 2 is 0. Step 3. join the whole numbers and fractions back together. So we have 1 plus 0, and 1 plus 0 is 1. So our final answer is 1. Both methods gave us 1 as our answer. If you notice, the steps are same for both addition and subtraction, except either you have to add for additions and subtract for subtractions. I would suggest to use method 2 for mixed fractions addition because this method is quicker and saves time in the exam. But for subtraction, I would suggest method 1, even though it takes a bit more time, but you never go wrong. For subtractions, method 2 is a bit tricky in some scenarios. If you haven't seen the mixed fractions subtraction method 2 video, go and check it out. I will give you the link in the description below. Alright squad, time to squad check in and remember what we have learned. Let's use that knowledge and solve these questions coming up next. Are you ready for it? Let's go. Here, we have 3 addition problems and 3 subtraction problems. If you notice here, I have given some same numbers for both the addition and subtraction problems. So the steps are the same and we just need to perform either addition or subtraction. So we will solve them as a pair. Pause the video and try to solve these questions by using any one of the methods. Once you solve it, unpause the video and check your answers. Okay squad, by now you have your answers with you for these questions. Let's solve them as a pair. First up we have 3 5/11 plus 7 2/3 and 3 5/11 minus 7 2/3. We will solve this using method 1. The first step is to convert the mixed fractions to improper fractions. So here we have to do 11 times 3, which is 33, and then add 5. So we will get 38, and the denominator 11 stays the same. And for the second fraction, 3 times 7 is 21, and 21 plus 2 is 23, and the denominator 3 stays the same. Now let's do step 2. The next step is to find the common denominator since 11 and 3 are not the same. We will use butterfly method to convert these fractions. Let's multiply both of the denominators 11 and 3, which we will get 33. Then we have to multiply the one numerator with another denominator, which is 38 times 3 and 23 times 11. And 38 times 3 is 114 and 23 times 11 is 253. Now the last step is to add the numerators since the denominators are equal. 114 plus 253 gives us 367 and the denominator 33 stays the same. Since the numerator 367 is larger than the denominator 33, we can simplify this. How many times does 33 go into 367? 11 times with a remainder of 4. So our final answer is 11 wholes and 4 33rds. Let's do the same steps for subtraction problems, except we need to subtract the numbers. So for step 1, we will get 38 11th minus 23 thirds, and for step 2, we will get 114 minus 253 over 33, since this is a subtraction problem. And then moving on to step 3, we need to do 114 minus 253, and we will get negative 139 over 33, which can be simplified to negative 4 wholes 7 33rds. So then our answer is negative 4 wholes 7 33rds. Now let's do the second problem. 3 and 7/8 plus 3 and a third, or for subtraction, 3 and 7/8 minus 3 and a third. So first, let's do step 1, converting the mixed fractions to improper fractions. 8 times 3 is 24, and 24 plus 7 is 31, and the denominator 8 stays the same. And 3 times 3 is 9, and then 9 plus 1 is 10, and the denominator 3 stays the same. So we will get 31/8 plus 10/3. Let's move on to step 2. We need to find the common denominator. So if we do 8 times 3, we'll get 24, and then we do the first numerator times the second denominator, which will get us 93, and the second numerator times the first denominator, giving us 93 plus 80 over 24. Now let's move on to step 3. So if we do 93 plus 80, we will get 173 over 24, and we can simplify this to 7 and 5/24. Let's do the same for the subtraction. Let's do step 1. So fractions will still be the same, giving us 31/8 minus 10/3. And for step 2, we need to find the common denominator, which we already did for the addition, and we do 93 minus 80 over 24. And for step 3, we need to do 93 minus 80. And 93 minus 80 equals 13, and the denominator 24 stays the same. So our final answer is 13/24. Now let's go to the third problem, 10 and a 7th plus 2 and 5/7. And for subtraction, it's 10 and a 7th minus 2 and 5/7. So this, let's use method 2. So first we need to separate the wholes and add them. And 10 plus 2 equals 12. And then we need to move on to step 2, which is separate the fractions and add them. And so we need to do 1/7 plus 5/7, which will give us an answer as 6/7. And we do not need to worry about the common denominator, as 7 is the denominator in both of the fractions. And now we need to add these up for the grand total in step 3. And 12 plus 6/7 give us 12 wholes and 6/7, meaning our final answer is 12 wholes and 6/7. Now let's do subtraction. So first, if we separate the wholes, we get 10 minus 2, which makes 8. And then for step 2, we need to separate the fractions. And if we do 1/7 minus 5/7, we get negative 4/7. And then if we move on to step 3, we get 8 plus negative 4/7. However, as I explained in some of my previous videos, the negative 4/7 is like a debt. I owe you some money, so we can use the 8 to pay it off. So if we do 8 minus 4/7, we will get our final answer as 7 and 3/7, meaning it is 7 and 3/7. Alright squad, if you got them all right, I am proud of you. If not, don't worry. Please practice a few more examples, but still I am proud of you. Practice is the key. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Your support helps me to create more content for you. Ready for challenge? Check the description below for more advanced problems on fractions, addition and subtraction. Bye. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button now and don't forget to like the video so you never miss a chance to think sharp and learn smart.